Hi, my name is Lydia.
James.
Hi, welcome.
How you doing?
We will be talking today a little bit about a health risk assessment.
Okay.
We're going to talk about your personal health history. We're also going to talk about your family genogram, which is another way of saying your family history.
Okay.
Okay. So as far as your personal health history, we discussed that you have a childhood history of asthma.
Right.
Okay, and can you tell me if it says splenic infarct here? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It was 2004. I was having pain in my side. I wound up going to Potomac Hospital, and they just at the time dismissed it as a sports injury, even though I told them I didn't play any sports at the time. And they just gave me ibuprofen and sent me home. About a week or two later, the pain severely worsened.
Mm-hmm.
And I wound up going to my primary care physician. They did an ultrasound, and they found that my spleen was enlarged and there was a splenic infarct that was causing all that pain and a host of other issues that we probably don't have enough time to talk about today.
Okay, all right. Well, we can definitely set some time aside and go through that if you have questions, and we can find some answers for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the next would be Gilbert syndrome. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I just know it as an issue with the liver, something with the bilirubin levels. The doctors have never had too much of a concern with it.
Okay.
So they just check my liver levels, and that's all I know.
Okay. And there's sleep apnea is also in your health history. Is that recent or?
I would say it was a recent diagnosis, something I guess I'd been living with for a while without any concern, but then my wife kind of screwed me into it, and I did a sleep study, and they found that I had severe sleep apnea. Stopped breathing over a minute, like I would not be breathing for over a minute, multiple times, and like an average of I think 45 times a minute I would stop breathing. So they hooked me up with the CPAP machine, and that's been working okay, just adjusting the mask because it's fairly new. So
okay.
But,
so you've tried a few different masks.
Tried a few different, wound up going back to the original mask, so it's still a process, still having some issues, but overall, I think my quality of sleep has definitely improved. Still trying to get it pinned down, but.
Okay. And you have everything you need to try, if you have to change your mask, that's.
I'm not too familiar with how that works. I know you get the mask, and then every 6 months you can reorder, and they send you stuff. So.
If you need to switch it out, like you were saying, you were trying to work out which one.
Yeah, within the first 90 days, there's like a period where you can just go back and switch until you find the one.
So you have that available to you.
Right.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. And then the last one of your health history is your high cholesterol. And have you had that for a long time, or?
That was last year.
Last year. Okay.
At my just yearly checkup, that they threw that on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just your regular labs that they ran?
They ran the labs. My triglyceride levels were very high, so they wanted me to take a medication, and I took it for a few days, but then decided I didn't want to take it anymore.
Okay.
And so,
okay.
I just don't like taking pills.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take that, and we're going to also review your family history.
Okay.
All right. So your family genogram, this is a diagram of your mom's side of the family, your dad's side of the family, and then your brother and sister here with your two children down there. We talked about your family history with your grandparents and your dad being diabetic and your grandparents both having high blood pressure. So we're going to go forward from there and then discuss your health risks, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, based on your health history and your family history, we've identified 3 different risks: hypertension, diabetes, and a heart attack risk, okay? So for hypertension, your grandparents on both sides of your family had high blood pressure. For your diabetes, your dad, he has diabetes type 2. And heart attack, the reason why that was the 3rd risk identified is because both of your grandfathers either passed away or did have a heart attack in their lifetime. Okay. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Would you add or take away anything from this, or does it look like?
No, I mean, they're all legitimate concerns.
Okay. Alright, so from here we're going to go into depth on these three. Alright, so hypertension.
Mm-hmm.
For hypertension, you know it as high blood pressure.
Right.
Is there anything that you're kind of doing already?
I mean, I check it regularly, either at the store, you do those little things, or, but diet and checking it's really all I'm doing. I'm otherwise not too concerned about it.
Okay.
I know I've got the family history, but
Right.
I figure as long as I'm checking it regularly, that should be okay.
Okay. Alright, the next one we're going to talk about is diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you're kind of keeping in mind right now, seeing as how you do have a family history of it,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's a high incidence of...
I mean, sure, again, just with diet, try not to eat too many sugary snacks throughout the day, just watch what I'm eating. Don't want to, go overboard.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's good. Alright, and for your last one, we talked about heart attack. Anything that you're kind of focusing on to stay away from that, seeing as how you had your grandfather's?
I know that I'm a little overweight, so I'm trying to go to the gym. It's not always easy getting there, but I need to do it, so try and tone up, But otherwise, what can you do?
Right. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No.
Anything like that? Okay. Well, we're going to go from here and move on to your physical exam.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
All right. Thank you.